Please welcome Daniel Harbuck from Google Social Good.
Google Social Good is honored to be here among so many future makers assembled at the Social Good Summit. Now, the scale of Google is mind-boggling. Every second, millions of people ask Google a question, and they expect an answer in their own language. And Google delivers that immediately, right? But how can we leverage that scale to do good? Well, Larry Page and Sergey Brin set the record straight right at in the founders letter at our IPO in 2004, that our goal is to develop services that significantly improve the lives of as many people as possible. Enter the Google Social Good team, where our stated goal is to motivate and mobilize 1 billion people to be more sustainably generous, right? But how do we do that? Well, let's start with an app, right? Isn't that where it happens today? In the Google One Today app, which helps you connect with Google-trusted nonprofits and make donations in a really easy way. Particularly helpful in moments of crisis. Take, for example, the earthquake in Nepal. We ran a special moments campaign featuring the life-saving work that UNICEF was doing in Nepal, fighting the number 3 cause of death among contagious diseases, contaminated water. We saw a 396% spike in donations. That translates into over 3.5 million water purification tablets that were transmitted through the people of Nepal in greatest need, thanks to the great work of UNICEF. Now take a moment to think about that. What an amazing world we live in. The philanthropine, on her way home from school, can look at her phone and in a matter of 60 seconds can not only be informed about a crisis happening halfway around the world, but add her dollar so that Geetha, a 17-year-old that UNICEF was working with in Nepal, whose parents went missing in the earthquake, raising her 6 younger siblings, can have clean water and have another chance to continue her education and lead a productive life. But the Social Good team wasn't satisfied to stop there. We turned the I'm feeling lucky button into an I'm feeling generous button, also in moments of crisis, right? And the world responded, especially during the wake of the humanitarian refugee crisis that's still ongoing. People from 37 countries clicked that button, and in 26 currencies made donations, often not exceeding the value of $1 US. Google matched all of those donations, and in 48 hours, 11 million more dollars were raised to help those most severely impacted by the crisis. Now, we all have causes we're passionate about, right? That's why we're here today. And maybe that passion spills over that you're willing to shake someone by the shoulders and tell them why they should care about your cause, right? Or maybe on a train platform, or we've all been there, where you're willing to stand up on a bus and shout and tell everyone about your cause. Or maybe the street corner is your preferred venue. I don't know how many people you'll talk to while you're in a day, while you're doing that work, right? But I commend you for it, because we all know that change happens one person at a time through those conversations. But if you're lucky, you'll talk to dozens of people that day, or maybe if you're particularly charismatic, hundreds, right? But the one thing I do know is that at the end of that day, you will have your soapbox pitch down. So get yourself in front of a camera and start recording for one of the world's largest audiences. YouTube has over 1 billion active viewers, right? That's a lot of zeros that can be added to your reach as a nonprofit, right? And we can turn all of those viewers and help them translate into action. So instead of showing a video, and your viewer needs to stop the video or pause it, go to a different page, go through a 5-step donation process to make a difference, right in the moment of your passionate appeal, maybe even with tears streaming down their face as you're telling the story of your cause, they can click just a couple of buttons and make a donation. Now, Google doesn't take any overhead through these donation cards. And Google goes a step further and covers the credit card processing fees, which means every last penny of that philanthropine's dollar is now going to support your work. Speaking of donations, thank you. Speaking of donations, I've got a request for you. But you don't have to donate your own money, although that's obviously also encouraged. Google Social Good has $17 waiting for you at google.com/socialgoodsummit2016. Spend some time browsing through the charities that are Google-trusted nonprofits. When you find one that feels right, tell Google where to make that $17 donation on your behalf. And if you find some gaps in the nonprofits that are currently partnered with Google, perhaps your own cause isn't on there yet, go to google.com/nonprofits. Sign up. It's a really easy process. And tap into this growing community of contagiously motivated millions of people, soon to be billion, who are bringing that vision we all have for 2030 just one step closer to today. But Google knows we can't do this alone. Let's do this together. Thank you.